so-called journalist. That's why I wrote this book. He's arguing with you. Shouldn't he be trying, and he's just an illustration of, shouldn't a journalist be trying to glean information from you about what you're doing, why you're doing it, and so forth? What is this arguing stuff? In other words, that's advocacy.
I think they committed a preset opinion.
Were you invited back?
No, of course not.
Have you ever been on CNN since?
No.
How about MSNBC?
Never.
Never been invited?
Never been invited.
How about Meet the Press?
No.
How about This Week?
No.
How about Face the Nation?
No. I was vice director, and very few people want to talk to me because I was not afraid to speak the truth. I wasn't going to play any political game. I've done this for 34 years. I've worked the entire life cycle of illegal immigration from the front line of Border Patrol agent as an investigator. I was the first ICE director that came up through the ranks. I know this game, and you're not going to beat me at it.
And they don't want to know from you.
They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear facts. Because facts are not on their side.
Now, New York Times?
I've actually interviewed the New York Times.
How'd it go?
I told them what I thought. I told them based on my experience, I give them the information they get.
Washington Post?
Yes.
It's good. That's a start.
But you don't see it show up in print.
Oh, really?
Sometimes you see a snippet, but the information I share, you never see that. You never see that end to end.
When you watch this, given the position you're in, given your sort of public figure, and you see how you're basically censored from some newsrooms, or what you say is not really accurately or fully reported, and then you watch your protagonists, an AOC or a Tully, get an enormous amount of time attacking ICE, attacking you, attacking immigration, attacking the country, and so forth. You say you served 34 years, and all these other folks who've served too, and there are hundreds of thousands when you consider over a 34-year period. People come and people go. Do you think the American people are getting an honest, objective perspective of what's taking place?
From the media? Absolutely not.
Where else are they going to get it from?
Well, that's why I'm out there doing what I'm doing. That's why you do what you do, so you can educate American people. Look, I got to switch here to AOC for a minute. Councilor Cortez, she's the first one called for the abolishment of ICE, right? And she's, constantly wants to attack me. She may have been a good bartender in her day, but she's a terrible congresswoman.
How do you know she was a good bartender?
Maybe she makes.
I don't know. I don't drink, so what do I know?
Every time she opens her mouth about immigration, she's wrong. And I try to set the record straight for her several times. She wants to abolish ICE rather than doing her job. You want to be a congressman? Then legislate. Stop trying to destroy federal law enforcement agencies. That's done more to protect New York than she has. During my 1 year as ICE director, we took over 5,000 criminals off the streets of New York that walked out of their sanctuary city jail.
What do they want to do about those criminals? Let them roam the countryside.
Absolutely. She wants to talk about people dying in ICE custody, children dying in ICE custody. A child has never died in ICE custody, ever.
Really?
And if you look at the deaths in custody, percentage of deaths in custody in ICE, it's the best in the nation. We have the highest detention standards in the industry. To the point when I was ICE director, I had a lot of sheriffs saying, I will no longer contract with you because your detention standards are so high. If I can't provide that sort of standards to U.S. citizens, why am I doing it for an illegal?
Well, here's something that confuses me. These people are coming into this country illegally. The adults, for sure, voluntarily. We're not sending people down there and pushing them over the border, are we?
Okay.
If word gets back to Guatemala or any place else south of the border, or for that matter, other parts of the world, that ICE and the Border Patrol are these horrific entities that force people to drink from toilets, that won't give them food, and abuse them, and it's racist and so forth. Why would they leave their own cultures and societies and countries and come into our country? If the immediate first treatment is so horrific,
because
they wouldn't.
Even they know better. Even they know they're not drinking on toilets, which is a ridiculous claim to begin with. And as a congresswoman, if she was actually told that, it was her responsibility to turn around and demand to speak to somebody about that. But what she didn't share with you is that our facilities have an apparatus that has a commode down the bottom, they have a sink up here, 2 different water lines you can drink out of. So you got no one's drinking out of the toilet. That was just ridiculous on her account. But again, I have not seen her talk about immigration once and be accurate. She's wrong 100% of the time.
How many times do you know has Nancy Pelosi been on the border?
None if I know of it. And I tell you something else. She'll meet with immigration advocates all the time. But she refuses to meet with angel moms and angel dads in her district. These are people who are living a nightmare.
Yeah.
They lost their child at the hands of someone that wasn't supposed to be here. And Nancy Pelosi won't meet with them, but she'll meet with the immigration advocates. It's ridiculous.
How many times has Chuck Schumer been on the border?
I don't know of any.
Now, you were, at one point, you were the acting director of ICE. I know that's not border per se. How many times have they met with you one-on-one to find out what's taking place?
Zero.
Zero.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer have never talked to me about immigration. Again, they don't want to hear the facts. They have a false narrative they're pushing, mostly against this president and anybody who works in this administration. They don't
So really, let's be honest, they don't know anything. They know what the advocates say, they know what these various groups say, they know what the so-called reporters say, they know all that. But when it comes to really talking to the experts in the federal government, civil servants who are on the border, who are dealing with the interior and all the other issues, they don't want to know anything from them. We'll be right back.